Hey everyone, so I'd say most of you who watch my videos will know that I was away for the weekend in London for my birthday, and if you follow me on Instagram you might have an idea of the kind of budget I set myself to go shopping over there for makeup. I put aside a good bit of money for it just because I don't get over to London very often. It's the first time I've been back to London since moving from London back to Ireland almost 4 years ago. So I really allowed myself to stock up on a lot of things, and I'm going to show you what I got. I've most of my bits in these bags here, the makeup bits anyhow. So I went into the Kiko shop in Westfields in Shepherd's Bush. I didn't know the Kiko shop was there until a subscriber told me, but I already have one of their quads that my sister brought home from Italy for me a couple of years ago, and I fell in love with their eyeshadows. So I picked up a couple of these Colour Sphere duo eyeshadows. I'm wearing this one today and it is the 101. Yeah, so they're absolutely gorgeous. I can't go on enough about how smooth this brown goes on. It just goes on like liquid. It's unreal, but it doesn't streak or anything like that. It's almost like you're just waving a magic wand over your eye and you get the most perfect colour payoff. It's unreal. They're absolutely gorgeous. They can be used wet or dry. I'm not going to go into the individual products too much because it'll take way too long. Then I also got this one. This is 108. Beautiful deep purple and then a light kind of lavender highlight colour along with it. And then I also got one of their water eyeshadows. So it kind of reminds me of one of the recent MAC collections. You'll know it kind of when you see it. It's the finish that I'm on about. These, again, they can be used wet or dry. This is like a peachy pink colour. It was just a slightly unusual one and it has kind of a gold reflection to it. This is number 218. So it's long lasting wet and dry use. They're gorgeous. There was some beautiful colours, but this was on like day 4 of my 4 days and I was already kind of worried about spending any more money, so I didn't allow myself to go too crazy. I did pick up one of their blushers, and that's this one. I think it's possibly one of the prettiest pink colour blushers I've ever seen. This is number 110 Soft Touch Blush. There weren't a huge amount of blushes to choose from, maybe 8 colours or 10 colours or something like that. But I have this on very, very lightly today. That's all I got in the Kiko store anyhow. I also discovered the shop called Makeup Store. There was one in Westfields as well, but I actually first came across it in Carnaby Street because it's near the Pro Store. And when I was in there was actually a few girls in front of me with a big long shopping list for the Pro Store, and they started like rhyming it off, and the girl looked really unimpressed, the person who worked there, and she was like, this isn't MAC. So I'd say they get that all the time, but I just picked up 3 of their bits because they're not like the cheapest stuff in the world considering I don't know anything about them. But this is the High Tech Lighter Full Moon. So this is a highlighter, a cream highlighter. I am wearing it today. You can kind of see it there in my top cheekbones. This is a beautiful colour. It's kind of like, it's a gold highlighter, but it has a teeny bit of a slight pink pearlescence. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. So what it kind of reminded me, there was a gorgeous colour range in it as well. I mean, it even went up to like turquoisey kind of colours and stuff like that. But like, I assumed it would be a bit like the MAC cream colour bases, but it's a thicker consistency. It's quite an oily, or a, I don't know, like a moussey oily kind of consistency, I don't know. So you have to be careful when you're blending it. It definitely, you can't put it over powder like the way you can with the cream colour bases. You can just about get away with those. You have to be a bit more careful with it, but I haven't played with it much yet. And then I got a couple of glitters from them. The box of these aren't the best in the world, but I got a gorgeous turquoise glitter. It's like a typical big glitter, like it's not one of like the reflex. So I will show them again anyhow in future videos or posts. And this is Luna. And I also got Vergio, which is a, whoops, and the lid broke on that one. This is a purple glitter, but it's a very typical, like it's a beautiful purple glitter, like a pinky purple glitter. Don't even know if that'll show up, but yeah, they were gorgeous. The lid did break on one of these. Not that bothers me too much. I think they were around a tenner or so, possibly. I can't really remember. That was all I got in the makeup store because, like I said, I wasn't too familiar with the products, and I tend to get a little bit overwhelmed if I come into somewhere where I don't know anything. So I'll go on to the MAC stuff next, just because I can run through these hopefully fairly quickly. I went into the Pro Store looking for more of these guys, the new palettes, but they said they were out of stock and that they wouldn't be until April or May. Now I know Galway do be out of stock a lot as well. They might get 1 or 2 pallets a week, but they go straight away. Surprised that the Pro Store are going to be out of stock for that long, but when I was in Westfield I decided I'd chance going into the Mac store there, and they had loads of them. So I don't know what they're on about. But I picked up 2 more of those, so I have 3 of them now, and then I have my 2 of these inserts to put into them. So I'm delighted with that, because I really wanted to get more of those pallets, and obviously I won't be over in London anytime soon again. Oh, there's another makeup store thing there I quickly forgot to show you, and it's this oil blotting paper. So this is really unique. It just comes in a big thing like that. Now I did see ones like these when I worked in Screenface a few years ago, but you pull the paper out through this dispenser, you close down the lid, and then there's little teeth along the top, and you can just break off as much as you want. Now I shouldn't be oily yet because I just put on my makeup. Yeah, so it's fine, but it works really, really well. It's not as like plasticky feeling as the MAC blotting papers. It's more of a paper kind of feeling, but it works just the same. It just absorbs the oil without taking away your foundation and stuff. And I really like the dispenser it's in. I think that's fantastic. I think that was around 9 or 10 quid as well. So, okay, with the MAC stuff now, I got one of these blending brushes. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a beauty blender, which I'm not really used to sponges, so I decided I'd give it a go and see how I get on with it. It's meant to be really good for getting into the nooks and crannies. A pump for my foundation. And I also got a new pair of tweezers. Yeah, my Pylones ones are kind of starting not to blunt loads, but they're not quite as sharp as they used to be, so I picked up a pair of MAC tweezers, and they're really sharp. I cut the very tip of my finger when I went to use it last night, so beware. I think some of my MAC stuff is in a couple of the other bags, but I'll come across them. I got a few paint sticks. So I got the Ultramarine. I'm actually, like, I was there buying stuff with Halloween videos and stuff like that in mind. So I got this gorgeous Ultramarine colour. The paint sticks are savage. I mean, they're just so creamy and opaque. I'm really looking forward to playing with them. I have the white one that I got a good few weeks ago that I haven't really used yet, but I will hopefully start playing around with them soon. Then I got the black one, which is, of course, black. So this is the red, the basic red. I mean, it's crazy how bright they come out. And there's a lot in them. Like, they're a 7 gram or a 0.24 US ounce size. So plenty to play around with. And yeah, I got the yellow. So I got those in, like, a lot of the basic ones, like the primary colours, because I can mix and match. I can kind of, melt a couple together to make different colours if I want. And that's why I went with that. I also picked up a good few of the chroma lines, and I didn't get the same, say, colours in the chroma lines as I did with the paint sticks, because with the chroma lines, the chromographic pencils and the paint sticks in the MAC, and the like the cake makeup they have as well, they all come in the same colours. I wanted to go for alternating colours because you can still use them together, and it'd be kind of silly having the same in each. But look at that, that's one of the chroma lines in the Process Magenta, so it's the pink. It's absolutely amazing. So you can use that as a paint pot, or you can use it as an eyeliner, or like probably what I'll be using it more for would be for like face painting and theatrical makeups and stuff like that. Another chroma line I got was the High Def Cyan. I'm really impressed with this because I actually tried to get one of the Inglot colours that was similar colour to this a few months ago, and the girl gave me the wrong colour. Oh no, they're out of stock of the liquid gel eyeliner of it, and then I wanted the pencil, and then the girl was out of stock of that as well. So that's it, the High Def Cyan. It's like one of my favourite blue colours. I just think it's absolutely savage. So that's that guy, because you could get those in the paint sticks as well, but I kind of wanted that in more of the like paint potty kind of version, or the paint kind of version. Now I did get the black of this as well, just because it is like kind of like the fluid line but better. So that's why I went with that. And I also got a couple of paint pots. I got Soft Ochre, which is a Pro product, and you can obviously only get it in the Pro store. It's like Painterly but a yellow base, which I much prefer because I do think Painterly looks quite pink on me. You can see, just about see that there. It's I just love the colour of this. It's like, I prefer the kind of yellow based ones because they would suit my own complexion a little better because I'm not pink at all. And I do, like I said, think that Painterly can be a little bit pink on, not just me, but on a good few people. So I was excited about getting Soft Ochre. I really hope they make that like permanent everywhere. And I think they probably should, hopefully, at some stage. And I also got Groundwork. Now this is available in all the MAC stores. It's a beautiful kind of medium brown. Then I got a couple of pigments. I got Copper pigment. This is such a smooth pigment. I have a sample of the gold one. I nearly did get gold, but this looks class. Put it over the black there so you can kind of see it. Yeah. So it's just a really, really like smooth, like the most finely milled powder in the whole world. I really love that particular kind of formula of pigment. And then I got one of the glitters. This is white gold. So it kind of is what it says. It's a white kind of pigment with a gold, a greeny gold reflection. It's quite bitty though. You can see it there. So it's a lot bittier than, it's like a glitter pigment hybrid. Only like concealer I got in MAC was this one here. It was the Pro Longwear Concealer in NW25, which is a really popular colour in Ireland. So I have all the Pro Longwear Concealer colours I want now. They didn't have, I really wanted to get the Pro Concealer palettes, but they're out of stock of that, and they said they've been out, they don't know when they were going to come in, which was quite disappointing because I was really looking forward to getting those, but sure, what can you do? And then I got one of the cream colour bases in mid-tone sepia because I've heard that it's meant to be amazing for contouring, and yeah, it's just a really nice brown shade. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. I think it'd be a great eye base colour as well. I got my Fling and Lingering backups because I go through them like no one's business. The only eyeshadow I actually picked up was Smut. It's kind of like a purpley, like a really dark purple grey colour, but you can see the purple tone of it there when the light hits it. Oh yeah, I also got one of the chromographic pencils. I'm confusing myself now. This, I thought I'd get more of the colours than I did. When I swatched them, I already have one of the brown, or one of the red ones, but I just wasn't that bothered over them. So I just got the NC15 NW20, which is like a skin coloured one there because it's really good for the inner waterline. So it'll be brilliant for bridal work and stuff like that. And then obviously the light colour will be quite good for like correcting around the lip and stuff like that. And then I got a heap of lipsticks. So quickly, I got Viva Glam 5. So you don't get your pro discount or anything like that with the Viva Glam lipsticks, but I would use these a lot in bridal makeup, so I thought it was worth getting it, and of course giving the money to charity. It's quite a sheer your lips kind of, but better, quite natural tone. It's not very pink or anything like that, so I really love that. I also got Viva Glam 2, so another one that wouldn't be discount eligible, but one that I use an awful lot, and I love to wear this one myself. It's quite a pinky nude, so you can see that there. I got Dubonnet, which I have been wanting to get for ages, so there, it's a really deep winey red and I love it. I really, really love that red. It's kind of like my favourite type of red to wear. Now I got Party Line as well, and I have to check and see if I already have it because I either have Hang Up or I have Party Line. They are quite similar, but I wanted to get whichever one I don't have and I couldn't remember. So this is Party Line. I don't want to swatch it, but if it turns out I already have it, I'll probably keep it for a giveaway or something like that. I got a couple of Frosts, one for myself, which was Chintz. I thought I got O as well. Oh, I don't know. But it's a real high frosty shine, metallic-y gold colour, which I think, like, obviously not for everyday use, but it's more kind of for editorial looks and for videos that I got it for. So that's the reason I got that. And then I got Strength, but this is for Mammy because it's her favourite lipstick. But I'll show you quickly the colour. It's just a real coppery colour. My mum goes really kind of golden-y during the summer, even though she'd have a similar hair colouring to me. She's quite dark naturally, and she goes a bit more yellow. She goes a little bit more sallow than I do, and this really, really suits her. So that's that. I was nearly sure I did get O, the Frost lipstick O, but maybe I'll come across it. But that's all from that bag. Now my final makeup bag is this guy here. So this is mostly stuff that I got in Charles Fox. Okay, so another couple of MAC bits. I got this guy here, which is the palette that you see people using on counter. So I was really delighted to get one of those for myself. I also got one of the spatulas where I took it out though yesterday and I can't remember where I put it. But I'm sure you'll see it in an upcoming video. Again, it's the same smaller spatulas you see people using on counter. And then I got 3 packs of my 33 lashes, which I have said before, I think a few times in videos, that I go through these more than any other MAC lashes because I use them on brides mostly. That's everything from the MAC store. Okay, so then I went into Charles Fox as well to visit my lovely friend Annie Taggy, who works there. She used to work with me in Screenface like 4 years ago, and both of us used to work there, and then I left for MAC and she left for Charles Fox shortly after I left for MAC, before I came back to Ireland. So this is one of the bits I bought there. It is just a brush. It's the Charles Fox. It has a number on it. I'm not really sure. It's kind of unusual because it's a really short, stumpy powder brush, and I don't really have one quite like it in a natural hair. So that one's gorgeous. And then I also picked up a couple of Kryolan palettes, which I'm really excited about. Now these two were two of maybe the more expensive things that I got. So I got, first of all, I made up a palette. I did take a list of all the colours in them, but it's with the Kryolan cream makeups, and I really think that these are fantastic. The consistency are amazing. I went with the lightest shade and the darker shade and the few in between. I'd be kind of like these 2 colours here. I got Annie to help me pick out the more popular colours as well, because of course she'd know what she's on about. So I was really excited to make them up. You could have made up a 15, and I was originally going to make up a 15, which would have been 70 something pounds. So I went with this instead, which was 40 something pounds. That's 8 colours. And then this guy I'm super excited about because I had in mind that I wanted to get the Makeup Forever Flash palette, as everyone in the world wants to get. But you had to go either to the Gora Makeup Emporium or to Pam, or Makeup Artist Provisions for Makeup Artists, or whatever it's called now, over in, can't remember the name of the place where it is, but anyhow, both of them were quite out of the way, far out of the way. I just didn't really get the time to go to either of them. So I went with this guy instead, with more from Annie's suggestion, but this is like the Super Colours by Kryolan, and that's where Makeup Forever got their ideas for the flash colours anyhow. So I figured, why not go with the original? And that's what I went with. And this was about 40 something as well. It's the Shimmering Vision Interference palette, and they're honestly just the exact same as the flash colours. Beautiful, creamy, highly pigmented cream colours. So I hope to get a lot of use out of these. I think it's class. And then you get also a synthetic brush with it. I love the Kryolan palettes because they always come with a big mirror. So does the other one, and one of the other ones I have there from when I was working in Screenface. When I went to the Pro store as well, I wanted to get one of the double palettes that I saw ages ago when the first announcement was going to be released, but Dustin Hunter was going on about it, and when I saw him with half of his was filled, I think, and I was like, I want them. And of course they were out of stock as well, and they said God knows when they're going to be in, and that is just a Pro product. You wouldn't get that in the other ones. So when I saw this in Charles Fox, I just said I have to get it. It's pretty much the same thing. So this one has 14 wells on this side, which is actually 2 wells more than the MAC one, and then 21 wells on this side. So, and of course it has the divider, so I was happy to go with this. This was about £30, I think. It's about the same as the MAC one. It just comes in a really kind of classy black case. So I can't remember the name of the brand that this comes from. These were in Screenface as well years ago when I used to work there, and I think it could have been Japanesque. I'm not really sure of the name of the brand, but they're just really lovely looking but light palettes, and I'm really excited with that. So yeah, you can get that in Screenface or in Charles Fox. They probably also have them in like Guru Makeup Emporium and Pam and those kind of shops. A couple of Ben Nye wheels. So I got the Ben Nye professional wheel, the death wheel. So this is more for kind of doing my Halloween looks, and you probably have seen people like Mischievous and maybe Peachy Nude, I'm not sure, using these, but they're lovely emollient cream makeups, but they're really good for doing special effects kind of stuff. This was on special offer, I think it was £12. And then I also picked up another couple of Ben Nye wheels. I picked up this, which is the Total Coverall wheel in SK100, which would be a good colour for myself. So this is what I use for spot coverage. I was using that one under the eye, and you can lighten them with the lighter colour in the middle, and then you've got other corrective and darker colours around the sides. So that one was 12 as well in Charles Fox. I also got the highlight wheel SK2, which would have corrective colours in it. Just really handy things to have for your makeup kit as well, for any professional. The last couple of things I picked up were going to the Illamasqua store on purpose, because I had applied for the Illamasqua discount, the professional discount online, about maybe not even 2 weeks ago yet, and it did say it can take a while for them to get back to you, and I hadn't gotten it by the time I left, so I didn't see the point in going over there and paying full price for it when you can get a 40% discount as a professional online, so I didn't bother. But this was on sale in Charles Fox. Charles Fox is the Krylon retailer for the UK, and of course Krylon own Illamasqua. So I got this. This is the light liquid foundation in my colour, which is LF135, which would be the yellow based one for very light skin, and this was on sale for a tenner. So you can see I'm wearing this today, and it's a really good match for my skin. So I was delighted to get to choose that, because at full price they're like £23, so that's even better getting it. That was in the bargain bin. Not all the colours obviously, or all the foundations are in the bargain bin there, but that one just happened to be. I also picked up this powder foundation. Now it's not in my colour, it's a very dark colour, it's colour PF230, but I've been using it I just used it today as a contour around my nose, under here, and then on my eyelids. So I love using these kind of colours, and it's a nice medium brown, it's not too reddy, it's not too dark. I love the packaging, I think they're class. That was on sale as well. I don't have the price tag on that one anymore. So the last thing really was, this is the only thing I really picked up in Boots. It was from number 7, and it's translucent perfect light powder. The reason I picked it up is because it was just such a lovely light colour, and I don't know why I never noticed it before. I suppose I wouldn't spend too long searching through number 7 in Galway, because it's just always there. But it's a brilliant light translucent powder for very, very light skin. It mattifies everything, takes away shine. It's not too powdery looking by any means. It just mattifies everything perfectly to a nice kind of natural skin satiny finish. No, it might even be a little bit more matte than that, but it's quite a natural matte. But I was delighted with that. It did come with a powder puff, but I don't like using those. And oh no, there's a couple of more bits here. I'm sorry, this is going to take ages. These are in this bag because I was worried that they might spill in on the plane. So I got a travel size of Fix Plus by MAC. I got a travel size of the Cleanse Off oil by MAC. I got some Splatter Blood in Charles Fox, which was on sale I think for £6, or maybe it was a full price, I'm not sure, but that's just for Halloween. And then I got some of the Fardell paints, again for like face painting and theatrical makeup, for £6.25 each. That's definitely all of my makeup. I wanted to say quickly that I wore this Glossfinity nail varnish by Max Factor, because this is one of their new ones that are supposed to stay like perfect for up to 7 days, and today is day 7, and I have to say it's not perfect like by any means. There are a few chips, but it's not looking bad. There's only a few little chips around the very, very tips after 7 days. That's amazing. And the main places where it is starting to chip are where my own nails are peeling off, because I've got such bad conditioned nails. But I did want to show you them because I was really impressed by that. And then the few clothes bits I got. So I was in this shop called Retro London, which was beside a pub that myself and Jamie went into a couple of times, because they had, it was like one of the main pubs off Oxford Street, but they had Magners, which I'm always wanting, and they just had this really cute skirt, which is longer at the back, or dress, longer at the back and a little bit shorter at the front, for 15 quid. Now it's quite loose on me, but I just wear a belt around the centre and it looked lovely. I wore this on my birthday, and yeah, so that was that guy, 15 quid, and I really liked it. Then I was freezing. I didn't think it would be as cold in London when I went over, so I didn't really have enough layers, and I bought these scarves from River Island. So I wore them together, like I layered them up and wore them together so that I'd be super, super warm, but they are two separate scarves. And I got the green and the black. They were a tenner each. I picked up a couple bits in New Look. So I got this top, which is a short kind of belly top. Now, I wouldn't be one for showing off my entire belly by any means, but I thought it would be nice with high-waisted skirt or something like that, and it looked amazing on the mannequin, and that's why I picked it up. That was £8 or €8.99 or £6.99. Then I also picked up this skirt, this guy here. It's one of those kind of skater type skirts, wet look, and you can kind of wear it high enough up on your waist. This was only £11, I think. No, it was £10, £9.99 in New Look as well. So I think that was really cute. And I got them in that Retro London store. I absolutely loved them. They were only £39.99, which I thought was an amazing price for the kind of style of boot. And when I went up to Camden on Sunday night, most of the shops were closed, but I was just kind of walking up and down having a look. And these very same shoes were in one of the shop windows at £120. I couldn't believe it. So I was absolutely delighted that I got these. But I have noticed that before, because even when I lived in London, I used to notice that in some of those kind of knockoff shops off Oxford Street, it was a lot cheaper than shopping in Camden, because Camden can be very overpriced because it gets so many tourists, obviously, but those are incredible. So the bottom of your foot will start around there. It's quite a height even in this part. So even though they look huge, I'd say they're a good 5-6 inches, they are still extremely comfortable to wear. And I wore them again the night of my birthday. I wore them on the Saturday night, which was when I went to Wicked. And you know, it's a good 7-minute walk to the tube station, and then from the tube to Wicked, which wasn't that far, but I was kind of like walking around a lot in them, and there was a good few stairs and stuff in the theatre, but my feet were fine. They were a little bit pinchy towards the very end, but I was wearing them for 6 hours altogether, and they were fine. It was just the very end I was glad to kick them off. And that's those. So that's the very last of my London bits. I know this was a really long video, so apologies for that. And look out for some of these in upcoming videos, of course. And if there's something you really want to see more in depth, or you want me to talk about more in depth, just let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, thanks a million for watching, and I'll chat to you all really soon, guys. Slán!